Now to the latest on that violent and chaotic night in Muncie where 18 people were shot at a large party police say was out of control. One person was killed, 17 others were hurt from gunshot wounds, and one person was hit by a car. And now Muncie police are trying to collect as much information and evidence as possible as they piece together what led up to the shooting and who pulled the trigger.
That's right, Nicole. And police believe there was more than one shooter responsible here. That shooting happened around 1:15 early Sunday morning. And today, police say what started as a party for roughly 75 people swelled to between 500 and 1,000 people. Police say they were trying to reach the property owner to shut down the party since it had gotten out of hand. But before they could do so, the gunfire started. 18 people were shot, including 30-year-old Joseph Bonner, who died. One person was run over by a car, police say. There were so many people blocking the streets, police say it was tough for officers to get to the scene on the 900 block of East Willard. Once there, police tried to give first aid and drove many of the victims to the hospital in their cruisers. Soon, a large crowd also gathered at Ball Memorial Hospital where the victims were being treated. There was chaos in the hospital parking lot as arguments escalated. Police had to control the crowd there, too. Today, we've learned of the 18 victims. 4 people were moved to Indianapolis hospitals. One of those 4 was treated and released. 2 are stable but still receiving treatment, and 1 remains in critical condition at this hour. The police chief didn't release any information about the shooters, but he said they need people with information and video footage to step forward to help with the investigation.
I'll be totally honest, there were people at the scene that didn't want to tell us what had happened. So that's part of the investigative process, and unfortunately that's where we are today. But yeah, we need every bit of information, regardless of how small it may seem. It may mean nothing to the person who's holding the information. It might mean everything to us. So if you do have information out there, please get it to us.
Detectives are looking for Ring doorbell video, social media postings, and cell phone video, any information witnesses may have. Police say no one has been arrested, but they also say there is no threat to the public. Also, detectives are following up on several leads. They say the party had nothing to do with the Ball State University homecoming. Again, if you have any information about this shooting, call the Muncie Police Department.
And tonight, this mass shooting is impacting dozens of lives, and the entire community is now searching for answers. WRTV's Adam Schum spoke to the family of one of the victims and found out the significant changes being proposed.
We went to a gathering, a block party, and somebody shot up in the crowd, so everybody took off and was getting trampled, and she got hit by a car.
Ashley Irby can't find the words to describe what happened to her little sister Sunday morning.
And the car drug her and didn't stop.
This is 26-year-old Shaylin Orr. She is a mother of 3. Her family says she was dragged by a car as people were running away during Sunday's shooting.
It's heartbreaking. She's on a ventilator. Her lung collapsed. She has broken pelvic bones. She has a wound on her leg. It was like down to the bone.
Orr was one of the 19 people injured during Sunday's mass shooting in Muncie. Police say a large gathering of anywhere up to 1,000 people are taking place. At some point, police say someone opened fire into the crowd of people. Orr's sister says she was at the party too.
We didn't even know what to do. I ran for a little bit and then I just dropped down. Tried to get up under the car. I didn't know where my other siblings was. It was just scary. It was just like a movie.
Police say out of the 19 people injured, 18 were shot. 30-year-old Joseph Elliott Bonner III died.
On Sunday morning, our community was shaken to the core by violence.
Muncie Mayor Dan Reinauer trying to find the word to describe what his city is going through. He says he wants to put together a task force to make sure this doesn't happen again.
We need to take action as a city to prevent uncoordinated mass gatherings after midnight where an act of violence can sometimes occur.
Mayor Reinauer says that as the investigation continues, there will be swift action to bring relief to the victims, their families, as well as the community as a whole.
I'm wanting to see what we can get done on the legislative side. But I also feel like we're going to have some, I would love to see more enforcement allowed for the police, which may require the state to get involved with some of the state codes.
Please just turn yourself in. We just want justice. We know that you probably was scared because the gunshot rang out, but just turn yourself in.
For Ashley, she'll tell you that the past few days have seemed like a nightmare. In the midst of tragedy, she just wants her community to come together.
Peace. We want peace.
In Muncie, Adam Schoombs, WRTV.
And in the wake of this mass shooting, the city of Muncie spoke about ways they're looking into increasing their mental health services for the community.
We've discussed possibly open office hours for the public to speak to someone. We've discussed the possibility of extending services that some of our agencies are already offering. Right now, we're moving from a place of coordinating some of those efforts so that we can make those available, because we have a very active community that takes very good care of our mental health services.
Back in February, the city of Muncie announced plans for the Muncie Crisis Center. Once it's finished, the collaborative center will work to address mental health crises and substance abuse disorder. The Crisis Center is expected to open by the end of this year. Right now, a prayer vigil is happening at the site of the Muncie Mass shooting at the corner of Hackley and Willard Streets. We told you about this vigil is about healing. It's about prayer and love. You're looking at live pictures right now, and it looks like a large crowd is growing to pay their respects and to honor the victim who was killed in the shooting and the 17 others that were shot. We do have a crew there. We'll have much more on this vigil tonight on WRTV News at 11 o'clock. To hear more from Muncie's mayor, police chief, and how the community is reacting to the mass shooting, click on this story at WRTV.com and on the WRTV app.